our second concert of the season. Our major sponsors of this concert are Kathy and Elio LaRocca and Peggy and Tom Knightley in memory of their band parents. And Peggy and Tom played with us for a number of years in memory of their parents, Conrad and Barbara Forget. They have decided as a family that this is where they want their money to go in memory of these people because they backed their musical career for so long and always were involved in the area of musical bands. So thank you very much, and I think there's nothing else to announce at the moment, so we're very glad to welcome for the 40th season our maestro Mike Bauer.
could have been outside, but it didn't look very promising to us, so we decided to be in here. Some of you like it better in here. First number we played for you, the word Klaxon really comes from an ancient Greek word meaning I shriek. And it so happens it has to do with a car horn. The first cars invented did not have accessories. They did not have car horns. When the Klaxon was used, it was an accessory that was made even in a plant called the Klaxon before Ford or GM ever did it. So it was written by Henry Fillmore, and it was first, the horns were used as accessories in the 20s and early 30s before the car manufacturers started doing their own. It was first played at a car show in Cincinnati in 1930. The next march we're going to play was written by the March King, John Philip Sousa. Sousa was a director of the Marine Band in Washington, D.C. for 12 years before he went and formed his own band, which played not only in the United States but all over the world. A little interesting thing I found out today for the first time was that his band lasted 40 years. And that seems to have some theme with us with our 40-year anniversary. So anyway, he wrote this march for World War I. He wrote it for the 311th Cavalry. It's the march of the American Army. And Sabre and Spurs, you'll hear clippity-clop of horse hooves, which is going to be awesome, and you'll hear a xylophone solo too. Both of those, the horse hooves as well as the xylophone solo will be played by Lucas Reed. So, Sabre and Spurs. we get to the part of the program now where we're talking about our 40th anniversary. So for those of you who were not there last week, we're doing 3 numbers in each one of those segments. The first one will be dedicated to a person or who we are as a band. The second one will be something that's off the programs from 1986. And the last one will be called just a band favorite that the band enjoys playing. Tonight, what's really awful about being inside tonight, I was all set to point to the truck and talk about a certain person. And the truck's not here tonight. But if you've ever been to a concert, you know what that truck looks like. And in that first meeting of 17 people that we had, we were very fortunate to find that we had someone who I'll talk about in a couple of weeks. We had our sound guy, and we had our guy who could build anything. Bob Wilson, who owned Wilson Septic in town, came. He was a trumpet player. And Bob got involved right away. I think we had the trailer the second year, so that trailer is actually 40 years old. We said the band's technically 41 if you consider COVID. He built that inside of that truck. He did it all on his own. I think maybe if we donated some money for parts we did, but basically Bob Wilson made that truck, and it's still running today. And to our surprise, I remember when he brought it to the first rehearsal, he opened up the back end, and my goodness, he made even shelves for stay. He thought of everything that, I don't think we modified that truck at all. I don't know if we have. If we have, it's very little. So he did things like that. If you were at concerts a few years ago, we still used the lights. Bob Wilson made all the lights. He made all those stands that went around. He also made stage for soloists. And that's kind of in a way, it's kind of a funny story because we played now over a period of 8 weeks, we played at 4 concerts, we played a total of 40 numbers. The first year, we played 18 numbers. And most of them were played a second time. A couple were even played a third time. Because we were just such a small group. And at the time, we used to have soloists. I don't know, we had soloists recently, but back then, we had soloists for a reason, because our concert wasn't very long. And we needed filler, and that's the truth. And back then, we had 2 spots. We would play 2 or 3 numbers to start, have a solo spot, play 2 or 3 more, solo spot, play 2 numbers, and we were gone. So we played maybe 8 or 9 numbers at a concert. We did that 4 weeks in a row. So we, in that very first season, established what our season is now. So anyway, but Bob Wilson then made a stage that he used to bring with his pickup truck. He was a member of the Lions Club. He was very, very involved in the Belchertown Fair. He was extremely supportive of the public music program. When we had a layoff in the middle of the 90s sometime, and I remember Bob coming to the school committee meeting, just supporting everything we did. So he played trumpet. He always enjoyed seeing young people play trumpet. He was always encouraging. And so I thought it was very fitting tonight, even though he's not young, he's a young man, he's not young, like kid young. But we're going to have Joe Brozak play a trumpet solo, and I'm sure Bob Wilson would be looking down, smiling on what Joe's about to play for you. We're going to do Song to the Moon, which Dvorak from an opera his called the Celta. Joe, just a quick about Joe. He went through the Belchertown school system with all kinds of awards in high school, and he went on to Northwestern where he got his degrees, and he's now director of band at Tantascwa Junior High School. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Joe Brozak playing Song to the Moon. Bob would definitely be smiling. Beautiful job. I failed to recognize too, an English horn was Christine Morrow. It's wonderful to have an English horn in our community band. Terrific, terrific. The next two numbers, which I told you, the first one will be from 1986, and the other one will be a band favorite. Will be directed by Veronica. Jeez, I know your name. Veronica, she's a board member of the community band. It's a long-time band member, assistant conductor, and a retired music educator. Plays in the Florence Community Band, and is co-director of the Ludlow Community Band. In addition, she serves as worship arts director of Tewksbury Community Church, and as all those grandparents know, she loves to spend her spare time now that she's retired with her grandchildren. So, Veronica, it's all yours.
I'm a little shorter. Air for Band is one of Frank Erickson's early works, and it is a classic band piece that Belchertown Community Band played in that first season 41 years ago. This piece is used by many music educators to teach playing sustained lines, listening for moving melody lines, and to work on intonation. It provides a community band like ours a chance to work on their musicality, which makes it a wonderful addition to our concert. born in Cleveland in 1924 and passed away 32 years ago in 1994. He was an American composer, conductor, arranger, pianist, and flautist. He wrote the music for the TV series Peter Gunn and many movies and other TV shows stretching across 5 decades. Our medley tonight includes the Pink Panther from the Pink Panther movie series, Moon River from Breakfast at Tiffany's, and Baby Elephant Walk from Panther. Last week we played Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and in the program we recognized Pam Mock, a saxophone player who was a member of our band and a Belchertown resident who passed away last year just about a week after our season ended. This piece also features the saxophone with the classic Pink Panther theme, so it is appropriate for me to mention her again tonight.
Thank you, Veronica. Great job as always. Our next selection at the movies of John Williams. You talk about most all the numbers we played tonight we can relate to our nation's 250th anniversary. We've had famous composers, probably none more so than John Williams with the amount of films he's written scores for. He's actually covered 8 decades. He started in 1958 with a TV series, and I think he still just did a movie with Spielberg, Disclosure Day. I think he wrote the score for that, and he's 94, so he's still going strong. The selection we're going to play at the movies has 3 of his, well, not songs that everybody knows Star Wars, everyone knows Jaws. A lot of these tunes you will have heard, but they're not his main ones, which actually I kind of enjoy doing that, playing those things. So it's a 3-piece medley. First piece is The Planet Krypton from Superman, Flight to Neverland from Hook, and Somewhere in My Memory from Home Alone. At the movies with John Williams. neglected on that last one to say who the soloists were. Trumpet was Joe Brozak, flute was Ryan Toler, Elizabeth Patel, oboe was Christine Morrow, and trombone was Sam Hunt. Okay, now it's time for a little fun, I guess. I guess nothing more. In the 250th anniversary, we can't talk about television without talking about Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live's in its 51st year, and probably one of its more popular sketches in all those 51 years is Will Ferrell in the year 2000 doing More Cowbell. What I guess I never realized was More Cowbell is actually a saying. The saying actually means, you can look this up online, it's an extra quality that will make something or someone better. Interesting enough. Okay, now, when you're the chairman or president of the band committee, you have clout, I guess, and so you just butt in and say, I'm going to play the cowbell along with the percussion players. So I think Melissa has pirated a cowbell back there. You just have to watch that she doesn't get crazy, so be prepared for anything. More cowbell.
We are very, very grateful each year for our list of sponsors that you can see in your program and the Belchertown Cultural Council. Without all of them and without all of you, we couldn't exist. We have large expenses to come to this school for rehearsals for 2 months and concerts, as you see tonight. We have insurance for all of you to be here, all of us to be here and on the common. And we also have the upkeep of all of our equipment, which, as you heard Mike talk about, we own. So we appreciate anything anybody can do to help us each season. And we have a wonderful group of little people, young people, not little, who love to do the bucket brigade each week. We're very grateful. Louise and Mary Alice are in the back row, and they will give out the buckets and shirts, if we're going to do that tonight, to the young people, and they will pass the buckets through the aisles in appreciation of all that you give. Thank you very much.
And I should point out, Melissa's partner in crime was Donna Martell. We had 2 Cowbell players. All right, nothing to me is more American. This is my favorite piece of everything we have in the folder. I love music, The West Side Story, and so nothing is more American than the music of Leonard Bernstein and all his, 1957, the Broadway play won Best Musical. 1961, there's the old musical film version. Was nominated for 11 Academy Awards and won 10, and then we had the remake recently that was still really excellent in 2021. Leonard Bernstein, so many times, people who follow classical music, when you say his name, people think of New York Philharmonic. There is more about Leonard Bernstein that was Massachusetts than ever was New York. He was born in Lawrence. He went to Harvard. He went to the first year there is Tanglewood Institute, which is, we all know, I think most of us know what Tanglewood is as far as the Boston Symphony, but they started a kind of in college-age students and some high school students called the Tanglewood Institute. They started it in 1940, and Leonard Bernstein was in the very, very first one. And he was there for 50 summers until 1990, when that's the year he passed away. He also, the first group he ever conducted was at the Hat Shell, and the last thing he ever conducted was a Tanglewood. And kind of a little interesting story, again, you have to follow classical music, but when the great conductor of the Boston Symphony, Serge Koussevitzky, retired in 1949, a whole lot of people wanted Leonard Bernstein to be the director of the Boston Symphony. The strange thing is, the board of directors did not want an American to direct. They wanted a European influence, so they went with a Frenchman, Charles Wunsch. So anyway, this is a wonderful piece. It includes Maria tonight, One Hand, One Heart, Cool, Somewhere, and it includes on saxophone solo Alex Frost, flute Victoria Lee, oboe Christine Morrow, trumpet Bob Poon, and on drums Lucas Reed. West Side Story. played a piece from the TV series The Pacific from 2010, which had to do with World War II. Now we're going to have another series that was in the 50s, Victory at Sea. 26 one-half-hour shows. Strange thing, this doesn't happen anymore. On a Sunday afternoon, people watched it. Written by Richard Rogers. Again, it was about the naval warfare in the Pacific in World War II. The songs in it, Song of the High Seas, Sunny Pacific, Guantanamo March, Beneath the Southern Cross, and Approaching Enemy, Death and Debris, and Hymn of Victory. And it also, one of those songs you might, even though the title didn't sound familiar, you'll recognize, was Beneath the Southern Cross. Later became part of a Broadway musical, No Other Love Than I. So you might recognize that song. So Victory at Sea by Richard Rogers. Oboe Solo by Christine Morrow.
Thank you.
America the Beautiful. Kind of interesting, the person that wrote the lyrics and the person that wrote the melody never met each other. Catherine Bates was an English professor at Wellesley College in 1893. At the age of 36, took a train trip to Colorado Springs, and she wrote a poem about all the things she saw, the Purple Mountain Majesty, and all the other geographical things she saw along her way. She wrote a poem, and it was set to music by Samuel Ward, who was a choir master in New Jersey. But it's become one of our most patriotic tunes in America. So now we'd like to play for you. All right, that's beautiful.
One of the great things about being inside is an appreciation for the work from the band and Veronica and Mr. Bauer to produce a sound like you heard tonight. I think we can all appreciate very much what we're hearing. It's just a great, I am so emotional about it. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm truly overwhelmed. We'd also like to thank Louise and Mary Alice and the great bucket brigade we had tonight. We thank Brendan and Kim for always being a help to the band. And we thank all of you for coming. And we'll see you next week, hopefully. Hopefully outside. But in is good too. As always, we end our concerts with the famous Stars and Stripes Forever, Susan March.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Next week, more John Williams, Beatles featuring the clarinet, and we have the award-winning BHSS School Match Wins team. They did it 2 years in a row. So we'll see you next week, hopefully on time. Thank you so much. Have a safe trip.